Well, I thought I'd make a updated video for my Trek 730. I think in the last video I made about this bike, it was a 3x8 speed, and it had a Sunrace 5, 6, 7, and 8 speed friction shifter, and it had a micro shift M26 rear derailleur. Well, all of that has changed. I have taken the bike up to 10 speed, and there were problems going from 8 to 10 speed. And the problems or issues were as follows. The friction shifters would not shift beyond 9 of the gears on a 10-speed cassette, along with a 10-speed chain. The M26 microshift would not shift beyond the 12th tooth. It would not shift into the smallest gear. Either there was not enough cable pull with the Sunrace friction shifters, or the derailleur just couldn't move over that far. So I found what I thought was an X7 shifter, front derailleur, and rear derailleur set on eBay for $60. So I took it into the shop, and the shop said as they installed it that the X7 shifters would get stuck and would not shift through the entire range of the cassette. The rear derailleur, which was an X7, was supposed to be a 10-speed, and it turned out that the X7 was a 9-speed. And I had the shop attempt to use the friction shifters along with the X7, and it was the same problem. The Sunrace friction shifters were not compatible with the X7 rear derailleur because there was not enough cable pull. Apparently, the friction shifters will only work up to 8 speed with an 8-speed cassette. So the shop worked on the bike a total of 6 hours or more. That's 3 hours per person, and could not get the X7 shifters and the X7 rear derailleur to I guess, sync properly, if I can use that word. In other words, they wouldn't shift through all the gears. Now, coming towards the bike, the X7 shifters were evidently, the right shifter was evidently getting stuck when it would try to shift gears on the grips. So they cut the grips back, and it still was not shifting the way they wanted it to. They cut the grips back on both sides. And I wanted to show you that these are X7 10-speed shifters. That's right, X7 10-speed shifters. So, what wound up happening is I had the shop order me a new 10-speed X5 X5 rear derailleur, because X5 is a 10-speed rear derailleur. And since we have done that, the shifting is flawless. Perfect. The shop said that they worked on this bike. They put it back to get they put everything back together, took it off, put it all back together, put new cables and everything. But once we got the X5 rear derailleur, it works just fine. Crisp, clean shifts in the cassette. Let's see. So, I'd like to send a heartfelt thank you to my local bike shop, which is Mart at the Trailhead. The service manager, his name is Kelly. And I'd also like to send another thank you to Mr. Tommy, who worked on this bike tirelessly. So, thank you, Mart at the Trailhead. One other note I would like to add: Russ with Pathless Pedals said that you could use a friction shifter with any derailleur. That is partially true. The other part to it being true is the rear derailleur is better if it is within the same speed of cassette. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to use a 10-speed system, 11-speed system, 12-speed system, 9-speed system, 8-speed, well, let's leave it at 9. From 9 to 12 or 9 to 13, in my opinion, it is better to have a rear derailleur that is compatible within those systems. And if you're going to use friction shifters, the friction shifters have to be compatible with 9 through 12 or 13 speed, in my opinion. Now, but if you don't want to do all this faff, and your frame can do it, just go electronic shifting. Then you can, I think EDS has a shifting system that goes from 7 to 13 speed, I think. Don't quote me at that. Now, if you have any other comments, concerns, or corrections to what I said, leave them in the comments below. Because I don't know everything. The only things that I know are the things that I have experienced. So, thank you for listening and looking at this video. You know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe. And if there's if there's something that you want me to talk about, in my opinion, put it in the comments below. I have been cycling for a long time. I am a N+1 cyclist. Thank you.